Hi, my name is Matt Ackerson. I am the founder of Petovera, and today I'm joined by my good friend Lawrence Watkins. Lawrence is the founder and owner of Great Black Speakers, and Lawrence is an expert at systems development and marketing. Welcome, Lawrence, and thanks for taking the time.
Hey, Matt, it's good to speak with you today.
Great. So, Lawrence, the reason why I wanted to do this interview with you is because I noticed when you posted on Facebook a few weeks ago that you actually accomplished something that I don't think many people can say. You grew your fan base, your number of likes for Great Black Speakers, which is your company, um, mostly organically to 26,000 likes, which I think is where it stands today. It might be 27,000. I haven't checked
Yeah, I
today.
think we just crossed the 27,000 mark.
Nice, nice. Happy to hear that. So what I want to find out in this interview is how exactly did you accomplish that so that the audience can actually duplicate and learn from, and I can learn from your experience.
Excellent. So, Great Black Speakers, I should give you a little bit more background about the company. We are an organization that helps African American public speakers get booked for different speaking engagements around the nation. We started back in 2007, January 2007, with 12 speakers, and we work with over 300 speakers currently in all different price ranges and categories. We do most of our work in the United States, but we do some international engagements, most notably in Lagos, Nigeria, and other places as well. So it's really funny how the GBS fan page has taken off for the 4 or 5 years, probably four. I can't remember exactly when they started having Facebook fan pages. It took us forever to get to the 10,000 fan mark, and I think it was around last July 2013 when that happened. But since then, we've exploded by 17,000 fans over that 9 or 10 month period of time, and for a large, I guess, piece of that time, I really didn't know why it was happening because we weren't investing in any paid advertising for the GBS Facebook fan page. But this explosion happened, and I'm still trying to wrap my brain around it in terms of why. But there were a few things in terms of the input factors that changed when we started to reach that inflection point and started to get a lot more fans.
Awesome. So, as I understand it from our conversation prior to this call, your initial growth from 0 to about 10,000 fans, were you running ads for that?
Yeah, we did run some ads for that. A lot of it was organic. Another major help at that time was the fact that my brother was growing some big fan pages on his behalf in terms of some other companies that closely relate to Great Black Speakers. So we kind of piggybacked in terms of shares and likes off of what he was doing. But some of those fan pages started to die down, and the growth of the GBS fan page started, or I guess stopped increasing at the rate it was beforehand. But with the organic growth now, it has to do with other factors other than piggybacking off of the fan pages that my brother was already building.
Now, I mean, did the advertising and some of these other fan pages that you were kind of cross promoting with, did those provide you like really the springboard to get this organic growth started, or could you have actually achieved it, you think, without that kind of starting base?
Yeah, I think it helped initially in terms of gaining Great Black Speakers more credibility in terms of our audience size, specifically on Facebook. I think that over time, what really got us over the bar in terms of that acceleration is Facebook noticing the success of our fan page in terms of how often people shared the content and what type of content that they were sharing. So they thought it was beneficial for them to recommend our Facebook fan page to other pages when people sign up. So that's where about, I would say, 50 to 60% of new fan growth has been coming ever since the inflection point that we had. I don't know, maybe like 6 months ago. There was really two different inflection points. I think one was like 6 months ago. Let me see here.
Maybe this is a good
Actually, it
time
was
to
more
share your
recent than
stats.
that. It was more like 2 to 3 months ago. But we had two different inflection points, and that was one of them, while the other one being around June of last year, June or July. So
Can you show us those stats that you're looking at?
yeah, give me 1 second. Let me pull it up. All right, can you see my screen?
Yep.
Yeah, so this is total page likes. So as of today, we're at 27,300 or so. The first inflection point is really like right here when we were at the 8,000 fan mark. I think we might have done a little bit of paid advertising at that point, but a lot of that growth was due to us piggybacking on other fan pages in terms of people that we had close relationships with. We reached the 10,000 fan mark on, it looks like, July 24th. What I find to be like the big inflection point would be probably, either, you can either say it was like we're here at the 11,500 mark, or really here like at the 13,000 fan mark, which happened on December 19th, which was 2.5 months ago. There were some big changes that happened around November that I think really helped with like this inflection point occurring. This is also a graph of, I guess, our net likes per day. So we started to really get more net likes around like early November, and like I said, that's when some of the changes really started happening in terms of our fan page. And we were doing no Facebook advertising at this time to have that. Our highest number looks like it was at 330 net fans on January 28th. That's the highest that we achieved.
Awesome. So let's talk a little bit about, I guess, what specific tactics you use to achieve this kind of organic growth, because, I mean, something like 300 fans per day is really impressive. I mean, it sounds substantial.
Yeah, I think it is substantial. And for a long time, I had no idea why it was happening. I was just riding the wave, and I was happy to ride the wave. But we're still, sustaining some level of growth. I think as of this last week or so, we've been getting about 160 to 170 new fans, per day with GBS, which is I'm pretty happy with. It's not the 330 that we were getting before. It's still way more than we used to get. And I think the biggest change was having my virtual assistant focus on producing and focusing on posting relevant content to the Facebook page, and mostly in like picture form. So the cool thing about being Great Black Speakers is the fact that we have all these amazing people who can inspire and motivate and be role models to others within that specific community.
And how many speakers do you have currently in GBS?
Over 300, so I think 320 or so, 330, something like that.
Awesome.
So really, yeah, we almost have, at least we can feature at least one speaker a day on every day of the year for the most part. And just have that content already kind of generated. And really all we do is feature their bios. So there's two forms of content, right? So we use pictures for everything. But within the pictures, in terms of like the space where you write a description, what we do is paste their name, a link to their profile, and also their bios as well. And people like to read those and see what's happening with the speakers. The content that actually gets the most engagement for us are like the little quote photos or internet memes, whatever, where we take quotes from our current speakers So, yeah, we take quotes from our current speakers and make little memes out of them to inspire, and those get shared all the time. What's cool is we can also take photos from historic figures that may have died 100 years ago or whatever, or 50 years ago, and use those as like inspirational things with a little link back to great black speakers as well. So that has helped out a lot. Also, given the fact that Great Black Speakers is really a distribution or a content sharing platform for speakers, they often upload blog posts and videos and those types of things to GBS that we share as well. So they're really the ones providing the great shareable content that has helped Great Black Speakers page explode.
Can we take a look at some of the posts, like the content posts on your fan page? So this way the audience can get a really clear idea of the exact tactics that you're talking about.
All right, let me pull it up. All right, so the reach, I guess it's the first thing. The reach can vary from post to post. It ranges on the low end. You're talking about it being like 1,000 more than likely. On the high end, we have some posts that get really extreme reaches when it's usually like a Facebook meme that kind of goes viral. Those can get upwards to 40,000.
Wow.
Like this one got 12, but it can have a reach of 40,000, maybe even 50. The person who actually does the best is one of our team entrepreneurs named Gabrielle Williams. She gets like the most likes and shares on her photos because she's a 14-year-old entrepreneur, whatever, and people tend to like that.
Mm-hmm.
But here's something that would get shared. So this is from a historic figure, historic educator, and children's rights activist. So people like that got 112 likes, 72 shares, I think 3 comments. I posted this today from a popular outlet called The Griot, one of our LGBT speakers. She's talking about some of the stuff that she's working on. This is from Ralph Ellison, who's a historic and African American writer. This is a feature of Hodge Fleming's. He's one of our oldest speakers in terms of he's been with GBS the longest time, but he's a branding and entrepreneurship expert. Motivational speaker is Gwen. Another quote photo, Sharon Meadows. So she wrote an article about what do you do when they come for you, the haters or whatever. So that gets quite a few likes and stuff like that. And we do this every single day. Guy Bluford, the first African American in space, he's one of our speakers, and people like that historic figure.
Mm-hmm.
Another YC, Lauren Bias, she has a new book coming out, so I saw that on Facebook, so I shared it. So
Nice.
just that type of stuff is the type of content that I share with the audience members.
Are you promoting those posts as well when you actually post them to the page?
Like paid promotion?
Yeah.
No, we're not doing.
That's really impressive because our fan page has about 3,000 likes right now, and I know that when I post something, granted I haven't been focused on it as one of our distribution channels, but it gets maybe like 11, 29 people who see it, which is pretty not impressive. But by comparison, whereas I might be seeing like 0.1% of people in terms of reach actually seeing what I post, it looks like you're seeing about maybe 15 to 20% of people who've liked the page are actually seeing what you post daily.
Yeah. Let me try to find one of the really viral photos. Give me 1 second. It'll probably be by Gabrielle. I mean, let's see. Here's one. This is even like her best one, but it kind of shows you. Let me pull up the screen again. Give me 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this probably isn't her best one, but it got 473 likes. It looks like 259 shares. I can't see how many people actually viewed or what the engagement was in this. But yeah, that's a great one. Gabrielle, she's always a great example of. Naritha, she has really good quotes too that tend to do well. So that one got 72 likes. Um, yeah, I'm trying to look for the one that really exploded, and I was extremely impressed by her. But I can find that later. But we'll continue to talk.
So it sounds like a couple of things right now that have really worked well for you. Number one, people love pictures. Number two, people love quotes, especially positive, inspiring quotes. Number three, it's frequency of posting probably. I mean, it looked like you were posting between 4 to 6 of these types of pieces of content per day. Is that right?
Yeah, about that.
Is there anything else that you think that's kind of a factor?
Well, a benefit for us in terms of GBS, Great Black Speakers, is we the audience that I serve has a high affinity to that target demographic. All right. So, it's a part of their identity. So that helps out in terms of like the inspiration and encouragement piece. Not all industries will have that. But if you can find those people who are really excited about your brand, or really excited about like that niche, I think that can go a long way as well.
Okay. So let's talk about how we might apply this then to another business who might want to achieve similar results. So I was kind of thinking about this, first of all, like how would I apply this to my company? And one thing that we do is we create custom landing pages, and we have email marketing software as one of our products. So I was thinking before this interview, okay, like one thing that I would want to do if I were to take Lawrence's advice would be to post like pictures of the landing pages that we design, maybe on a regular basis, and just pictures of high converting landing pages that maybe other people design, and ask people to comment on it. Maybe in terms of like conversion rates or what works, what doesn't. What's your thought or reaction to that, based on what you know?
Yeah, I think that can do. That can. All right, give me a second. Yeah, that could work out really well, I think, in terms of like posting the things that people want to see. I know, or infographics or some type of minor infographic, with a picture, or something that's kind of funny, or makes people think about business.
Yeah.
Or even inspirational business, because you'll be serving a lot of business folk who come to your page looking for landing page designs or whatever else it may be. So yeah, that's something I can think of. A company that's doing. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Good.
Yeah, I was going to say a company that I love their Facebook page, and I didn't know about them until recently, is Blue Nile. And so I'm in the market for an engagement ring, all right?
Congratulations.
So, I know, right? So hopefully he doesn't see this before I propose to her. Yeah, so... Yeah. So, what they do is just post pictures of their rings. And people are ecstatic about those in terms of commenting and sharing and that type of thing. Of course, that's another emotional type of industry, right? They have about 700,000 Facebook fans, it looks like. But I think that's a way to get great engagement. So it's really easy to get that engagement. I guess with GBS and Blue Nile, and the things that we share is we have a lot of products. So our products are different speakers, and there's some type of emotional connection as well associated. Some type of emotional connection associated with like the product too. So
yeah, that's a great observation. It also makes me think of the point that, like, especially if you are, I don't know, would you describe Great Black Speakers as B2B?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So Great Black Speakers is B2B. One cool thing that we're launching, and the growth of the Facebook page has really got me thinking about this even more is Great Black U, so Great Black University. So that would be basically a platform that takes the workshops, presentations, speeches that our speakers give offline and moving it into an online e-learning platform type of website. And the reason we're doing this is because Great Black Speakers is a B2B marketplace, while Great Black U will be connecting our speakers with consumers, so having like that B2C space. So we get quite a few requests through GBS for people who want to book speakers. But I think the majority of people who are actually following Great Black Speakers Facebook page are consumers who are looking to be inspired as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we are looking for ways to capture that market on top of the B2B space.
Yeah, like this, I'm glad that you brought that up as well, because it only serves to better underscore the point that you can't necessarily bring a B2B marketing type of mindset to managing and growing your Facebook page, it seems, and tell me if I'm wrong here. And the reason I say that is because what seems to be working for you is not kind of like a direct pitch type of material, but just like fun, interesting, entertaining content, inspiring content. It's not trying to sell anyone. It's just kind of almost like a lifestyle, like little, I don't know, bite of information that could make your day a little better. And at the same time, brand Great Black Speakers, and in the future, Great Black GBU.
GBU, Great Black U.
Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, does that ring true for you?
Yeah, I definitely think it rings true. So my strategy for Facebook in terms of marketing is way different than my strategy for LinkedIn and how I market on LinkedIn. So LinkedIn, I definitely do use ads. So LinkedIn, I use a combination of ads and retargeting. So I have ads to target the right people who I think would be the buyers, the purchasers of Great Black Speaker Services. Once they visit the GBS site, after they click on the link, they'll then be retargeted throughout the web on Facebook and also on different websites, whatever. I don't target. It's really hard for me to target the business consumers, or I guess the business to business people on Facebook directly. But it's good. It's a good place to retarget them after you've targeted them initially on LinkedIn.
Is Facebook your biggest media channel, social media channel, in terms of reach?
Biggest. Yeah, in terms of reach, it's the biggest. LinkedIn is still most profitable for us. At this very moment, LinkedIn is still most profitable. And I invest quite a bit of time in LinkedIn. But my strategy is completely different on LinkedIn. Like I said, we do certain ads on LinkedIn, but then also InMail has worked really well for us in getting people into the fold with the LinkedIn Premium account. So it's highly, highly targeted on how I market on LinkedIn in terms of my outreach efforts versus Facebook, where it's a little bit more general. But Facebook has still been profitable for us and has helped our brand in terms of brand credibility too. So the social proofing aspect comes in when you have 25, 30,000 fans on your Facebook page. And when people see that on the actual Great Black Speakers website, they do take notice.
How about Twitter, or is that not in the fold for you right now?
Not yet, and that's something I'm slacking on actually, and I probably need to do a better job with. But right now, really just want to exploit LinkedIn and Facebook as much as I can.
Yeah.
I don't think I have the brain capacity with the launch of the new stuff that we're doing to really get Twitter in the fold. But I do know there's definitely an opportunity there.
Any thoughts about Google Plus?
I haven't really had a chance to explore Google Plus other than through Google Hangouts. I do, so since I do write, for the web quite often, I do have my Google Plus account associated with, the byline of the articles that I write. So my Google Plus profile does show up on those, but that's something I haven't explored as much as I should have either.
So let's talk a little bit about bottom line results and how this has impacted your business. How has growing your fan base on Facebook impacted, say, your email list?
My email list, I couldn't give you that number actually. I need to go and check that correlation in terms of how it's impacted that. Um, I know we get a substantial number of requests for speakers off of Facebook now. If you would say since, let's say, December 15th, or let's say December 1st to March 1st, the last 3 months.
So people like university officials will actually come straight through your Facebook page and say, "Hey, we're interested."
University officials, students, a lot of students do, and some officials do as well. Yeah. So some officials, I guess, who are over in a department, they may come as well. But this hasn't cost me really any money at all. It's just taking the content that we use and sharing it across the web. I pay my VA a few $100 a month, to not just do this, but to do other things as well. So, and she enjoys it. So she actually likes managing the Facebook page herself. It doesn't take her very much time to do it either. So, in terms of return on investment, we've gotten, I would say at least 3 or 4 engagements over this 3 or 4 month period of time, with many more requests than that for people who want to book speakers. And we probably booked 3 or 4 that actually went through. And then there are a lot of people who want to become speakers, so it does drive up the demand for people who want to, create a profile on Great Black Speakers and subscribe to the services that we have too.
So how much would you estimate in terms of revenue, would you say, if you're open to saying this, has your Facebook page been able to drive for your business?
Let's see. So let's use the assumption that we got 3 speaking engagements booked off of this over the last 3 months. Our average, what is it called? Commission is $1,500. So there you'll be talking about $4,500 dollars over this 3 month period of time. People who actually want to become speakers, I would say over the 3 month period of time, 3, 6, 9, let's say 10 people. That's probably very realistic. 10 new speakers came out of this. Lifetime value of a speaker for us would be around, let's say, $600, right? So we don't get it all at one time, but life value of an average speaker. So that's 6,000 plus another 4,500. So 10,000 to 10 to 12,000 over this 3 month period of time.
Yeah, wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
How is the Facebook likes and the growth of your fan page, has it correlated with a traffic increase at all on the Great Black Speakers website?
Yes, it has. So I think there definitely has been more likes, but we do so many other things in terms of like traffic, in terms of getting traffic to GBS.
Hard to tell.
I mean, we probably, I think I looked at KISS metrics yesterday or today, I can't remember. But I think we were getting about 7,000 unique visitors per month to the GBS site, which is somewhat substantial for a B2B company, I would say. Of course, we're trying to get that up to 12,000 in the next 6 months or so, where there's average 12,000 per month, and converting those extra individuals who are actually coming to GBS. But yeah, there has been some traffic increase, but it depends also on other factors in terms of who we're advertising with, in terms of like email marketing, newsletters, that type of thing. So it can widely vary.
So let's go back to applying this to someone else's business. Like, let's say a local fitness trainer. I mean, how could they potentially employ your tactics?
Yeah, fitness trainers, workouts of the day, awesome photos. My girlfriend does CrossFit. When she has some awesome CrossFit photo of her doing deadlifts or whatever it is, people look at that stuff. People are amazed by people who are able to accomplish athletic feats whether it's in the gym, on the football field, on the basketball court. So, posting pictures of real people doing stuff, I think that can go a long way.
Posting pictures of real people doing stuff.
Yeah.
That's a good way to
Not
put it.
stock images or whatever. But like I said, Blue Nile, they've done a great job of just posting their diamond rings and people loving those and getting engagement, getting, I guess, real engagements out of that, but then also getting fan engagement too. So
Yeah, and it seems like it's all along the lines of, it's not like hard sell content. It's just like a little, it's like a small cookie of information almost, just something you can bite, move on throughout your day, and it's enjoyable, right?
Yeah, and also things that get a lot of engagement for us are when I post ideas that I have about great Black speakers, or like logos, right? So I get people involved in the process of choosing things. So like the first thing was, hey, I'm thinking about launching this e-learning platform that delivers, Black history all times of the year, or something like that, all right, or delivers whatever. And people say, yeah, I love that idea, and then give you what they think. Or I'm looking for a name of this new company. What do you think about this? Or things that got a lot of engagements were, hey, check out these two logos. Which one do you like the best for Great Black You? And people tell me which one they like the best. And they get excited about it at the same time. It's like, man, I can't wait for, Great Black You to come about.
Yeah.
So
that's awesome. That's really creative. I like that.
Yeah. Actually, I'm gonna write about that then. Yeah. Yeah. So.
Okay. So I guess we'll wrap up with this question. Since you've done both Facebook advertising and now you've gotten results organically as well, is advertising on Facebook, is it worth it, or better to go the organic route and try to employ the system that you for the last 3 months you've been working on?
Yeah, I mean, everything's worth it to a certain level or degree. So now that I know this organic strategy, it definitely dilutes. It definitely can dilute the importance of Facebook ads, but it can be akin or similar to SEO versus SEM marketing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So one's for the long term, one is kind of for the short term a little bit. So is pay-per-click marketing obsolete? Since Google ranks a site high for a certain key term. Maybe for that key term it's obsolete, but there's still a crap load of other terms that you can still monetize if you pay for it. So I'm not going to go as far as saying that Facebook ads are obsolete. I haven't tried to recreate this organic growth or this organic traffic through any other site yet. So I'm not exactly 100% sure if I can recreate it.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's the case, then ads will be the way that I would go to continue our growth. But if people are getting success out of this strategy, I would say go for it 100%.
Awesome. Any final thoughts, Lawrence?
No, man, I'm really happy to be interviewing you today. You're doing a great job with this.
Thanks a lot. All right. Well, thank you to our audience for listening. And also make sure to look directly below this video for an additional follow-up guide kind of highlighting some of the key takeaways of this interview. And also make sure to subscribe for our newsletter because we put out one awesome article like this once per week on our blog, petovera.com. Thanks a lot. Oh, and before I hit stop, I just want to plug Lawrence's business again. It's greatblackspeakers.com. And Lawrence, where is GBU going to be located when you launch?
Greatblacku.com. Just the letter U.
Okay,
.com.
Greatblacku.com. Awesome. All right, so go check it out. And thank you all for watching.